Hey YouTube, this is Comic Hero 77, and back with you with my third video. This is part 2 of my Amazing Spider-Man collection, which I've stated I'm super proud of. We're going to start right where we left off with issue number 70. And, this issue, it's no first appearance or anything, but what it does have, it has the famous, I think famous, one of the famous things about Spider-Man is him posing or crawling on a wall with a spotlight. And I just think it's a great design that John Romita Sr. has implemented quite a few times. If you've never seen or don't have, or you do have, and it's just a good memory of Spectacular Spider-Man, the magazine size #1. It also has a very famous Spider-Man crawling on the wall towards the viewer, and there's a spotlight on him. It's just a great design, just a great comic, and this is just a great execution of skill of John Romita Sr. It's really great. We got issue 71, which is him getting pummeled by Spider-Man getting pummeled by Quicksilver. I have 2 copies of this, and I just I believe in I took up something that Serb Gorilla on YouTube. If you haven't seen his collection, it's pretty astounding. This guy's got multiple copies of major key issues. I mean, his Spider-Man alone, he had 5 issues almost each book, which is insane. Except for #1 in Amazing Fantasy, he had 1 or 2 copies of Amazing 1, and maybe 1 or 2 copies of Amazing Fantasy. So, yeah. But if it's a decent price, I mean a really good price, not decent, but a really good price, and a decent grade, I'm gonna grab multiple copies. So yeah, and you're gonna see that here because I have a few copies of certain books here. This is number 73. It's the first appearance of Man Mountain Marco. Just a great cover. Just being an artist and seeing all this stuff is just really remarkable. Issue 74. First, I believe this is the first appearance of Silvermane. Yeah, there's a few things. There's actually a scuff mark. You might have to bring it closer, but there's a scuff mark by the S here, and a few scuff marks by his, the red spider here on his ribs. But I'm gonna get another copy of this. I think this is just still a solid, and I love it. Yeah, but this is a great issue. I always, I believe it was the last video I talked about these. Just black covers are just so tough to get in high grade. Just because when you get a black cover, you see everything. And I gotta say, this is a great solid book, number 75, showing the sorrow of Spider-Man here. There's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, stress lines. There's really nothing, and a little nick here. You really can't see too much. So I'm super stoked about this issue, and it's just great. Spider-Man's great. I have 2 copies of this. This is 76. Great lizard cover. I like the way Romita drew the lizard. I thought it was really smart how Romita put his name on top of the truck on the lower corner here. I thought that was pretty cool. Issue 77, great Human Torch cover. Again, tough black cover. But, again, this has got to be like a 7.5. Really awesome cover. '78's great. I don't know if a lot of people know about this story, but in an interview with John Romita Sr. And said that his son came up with the name of the Prowler. He's the John Jr. came up with the Prowler's name, which I thought was great. He's been involved with comics, and when I get to the Daredevil series, I'll explain more because that kind of like really got John Jr.'s interest with issue 12. But this is a great. It's about a 7.5. Really nice copy. Excuse me, I'm a little still under the weather. This is issue 79, and this is the second part of the Prowler. Second part of the story. Great Chameleon. This is number 80. Great Chameleon cover. Awesome Spider-Man. Now, I like 81 a lot. 81's great because I just love the blue and gray contrast to the kangaroo, the earth colors. The contrast of him popping out like that, so good, so well designed. And who doesn't love a Spider-Man jumping over a car? I mean, it's just a great cover. Another solid book. 84, I don't have 82 and 83, but I will. I want to complete that, that run, at least from 39 to 100. And I do have other books in the hundreds, but I'd really like to get the full set of 39 through 100. This is issue 84, and the reason why this is super important book to me, this is really the book that started it all. This is the book that I got in the early 80s, and it's even more important because John Romita Sr. signed it, so it was great. But one of the things that is cool about this is there used to be a comic store, in New York, Bay Parkway and 64th, like right off the side of the corner. It was like kind of hidden there. And we went in there, and this is the first old comic I ever bought. My parents, my mom and dad, were like, all right, pick something. And, I saw this, and I didn't know John Romita Sr. back then. I didn't, I just thought it was so cool, and it was like, the cover was so great. And this launched everything. And as I got older and I started to get, become a fan of John Romita, I was like, wait a second, I think I got something from him. And I didn't even know. I didn't even know who the Kingpin was. It was just some big guy on the cover pulling out a tablecloth. But I just thought that, or a carpet. And I was just like, that is great. And to meet John Romita in 2002 at the Big Apple Comic Con in New York, and have him sign it was just topping on the cake. So, if my daughter's going to go to college, and the plan is to sell all these books to put her in college, through college. But one thing is, this is one book that I will not be getting rid of because of its meaning. But I have a second copy. Like again, Serb Gorilla, he talks about, multiple copies, any grade, quantity and quality, he talks about. And I picked that up from him, and this was a great price. I think I got it like, I might have got it like around $10 or $15, and something like that. And or it came out to $10, so they bought a bunch of them, and I was like, all right, Spider-Man, really solid grade, $10, can't beat that, unless it was $5. So here's issue 85, another great Kingpin, Vanessa Fisk, and this is the schemer who, it's revealed that Kingpin's son is the schemer. I have 2 issues of that, one better than the other. Again, black cover with white, tough, very tough. This is number 86. This is the first appearance of Black Widow's new costume. And I didn't know that John Romita was responsible for that until not too long ago. So, yeah. So I was super psyched to get this solid grade. Uh, and if you haven't seen a book in here yet, I might have skipped a number. I haven't been CGC slabbed. So I'll show you guys those when I pull out my CGCs. This is number 88. I mean, again, just great. This is 89. This is one of my favorite covers of all time. I think Gil Kane and Romita did this cover. Gil Kane, another legendary. It's awesome. Now, these are great. If you check out ETA Nick 1, he talks about the comic code. And 96, I think Romita only did 97. Look at that cover with the Green Goblin. That's amazing. But these don't have the comic code, which is this right here. But ETA Nick 1 talks about that, and they didn't put these weren't improved. Number 96, 97, and 98 were not approved. Whoops. Were not approved by the comic code because of the drug. They did the drug issue. So, since they were back then, you can only talk about certain things. I mean, they even had to pass like what a mutant was. They got to, Stanley in an interview talks about, I had to explain what a mutant was to the comic code people because they wanted to know if it was offensive or anything. And, that almost didn't get approved. So can you imagine the term mutant, it wasn't around. I mean, that's crazy. But yeah, these don't have the comic code, and these are, pretty valuable because of it. They're the only 3 issues that don't have it. So yeah, 96, 97, 98, all solid copies right here. And I'm super psyched about these. I'm going to end it right here. I don't want this video to get too long. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, comic community. This is Comic Hero 77 for my 3rd video.